and her evaluator is Toastmaster Marangolo, but it's the same number 2. Organize your speech, the same timing requirement, 5 to 7, so we don't need to repeat that. Author Daniel Pink has written 3 best-selling books on the changing world of work. Please welcome Toastmaster Amanda Hart as she shares the message in his books in her speech entitled Carrots and Sticks. Toastmaster Hart.
Finally, somebody's written a book about something I've known to be true in my heart for the last 25 years. If you want to motivate people at work to be creative, businesses are doing it all wrong. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. Let's take a look at what behavioral scientists have discovered. Sam Luxberg, a scientist at Princeton University, did an experiment testing creativity. With one group, he says, I'm going to test you, and I'm going to time you to see how fast you can solve the problem. With the other group, he says, I'm going to time you, but I'm going to give you pay incentive if you can figure out the creative problem faster. Question, how much faster does group 2 solve the creative problem? Answer, on average it takes group 2 approximately 3.5 minutes longer. That's right. The group that was offered paid incentive bombed. Now this makes no sense, right? Isn't this how we run our businesses with cash bonuses, incentives, commissions? Haven't we all been trained on the reward punishment system, you know, where your boss hangs the carrot, if you jump a little higher, I'll give you that bonus, or prods you with a stick. If you don't meet your sales goal, we might have to fire you. Well, it turns out that this is not the result of just one experiment, but hundreds of experiments. Scientists have known for the last 20 years that creativity, if you want to inspire creativity in people, it's not going to happen by offering them incentives. This brings me to my first point. There's a huge mismatch between what science knows and what business does. As we move through the years, behavioral scientists become more advanced in their testing, and we learn new results. For example, Dan Ariely is an economist. He takes a bunch of students at MIT University. He tests them not only for creativity, but for motor skills and concentration. What happens? He does the same as the first group where he gives them cash incentives based on how fast they solve the problem. So what happens? As long as the task involves only motor skills, the group kicks butt. In other words, when I pay you an incentive, you narrow your focus, you know what the goal is, you go right to it, and you get it done faster, and higher pay does mean higher performance. However, as soon as the task involves even rudimentary creative thinking, the opposite holds true. Paid incentive offers makes poorer results. I thought maybe these results were only in the US, but people, these results are in varying countries with varying degrees of rewards done over and over again. This brings me to my second point. London School of Economics tests 51 companies for their pay for performance policies, and they published we find that financial incentives can result in a negative impact on overall performance. This makes me crazy. We don't need to go get sweeter carrots or sharpen our sticks. What they're telling us is that when you pay someone performance for creativity, you get worse results. It dulls thinking and blocks creativity. Thank goodness for Daniel Pink and other motivational scientists who have been studying this. And they tell us that the answer is in motivating your intrinsic motivation. I want to do something because it matters to me, because it's important to me, because I want to do it, not because you're going to bully me to do it or you're going to pay me off to do it. Intrinsic motivation has 3 key elements: autonomy, mastery, and purpose. Autonomy, the drive to control your own life. Don't make me punch a time clock. Mastery, the desire to do what I want to do and get better at it. Give me training. Let me do what I'm good at. And purpose, the yearning to do what I do in service to something bigger than myself. For example, Toastmasters. Toastmasters helps me become a more competent communicator, but indirectly I also am part of helping every single person in this room become a better speaker, as are you with me. There are some companies that are doing this. Google. The engineers at Google are allowed to spend 20% of their time doing whatever they want to do. Half the products that you know today from Google were invented in this 20% time. There are 12 other companies that are using a concept called ROWE, R-O-W-E, results only work environment. Showing up to work is optional. When you do your work, how you do your work, where you do your work is totally up to you. What have we learned from these companies? Productivity goes up. Employee engagement goes up. Employee satisfaction goes up. Turnover goes down. Let me recap. If we can fix this mismatch between what science knows and what business is doing, if we can get over this old ideology of carrots and sticks that is not working for creativity in the workplace, if we can give people what they're asking us for, maybe we can help our businesses today. Maybe, just maybe, we can change the world.